What's up, boys and girls? It's your boy TeK RaJ, and it was time to hit you with that career mode. Now, you guys know that I love the running back position, and I wanted to do a case study. Is it still possible in the NFL to have a bell cow running back that was going to be your first down, second down, and third down running back option? So this is what we're going to look like right here. We're going to be 5'10", 238 pounds, 28 pounds, sorry about that. Like I said, we're going to be playing for the Oakland Raiders. I wanted to join forces with Derek Carr and Amari Cooper. You know, we have to set it to all Madden to make it more realistic. I set the quarter length to 7 minutes. We're going to try that out right now. Being that we're going to be pounding the rock, I want to see how that is. We're going to start in the preseason because I wanted to make sure that I got into my teammates. And speaking of which, we've already mentioned Derek Carr. Right here's my competition at running back. As you can see, the Raiders did have a need at running back, even though Latavius Murray had a great season last year. I also chose the Raiders because of Marcel Reese, but I was really excited to play with Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree, so we do have some weapons at the wide receiver position. On the offensive line, we had Lee Smith and Michael Rivera, who had a great season last year. On the line, we got Donald Penn at left tackle, Gabe Jackson at left guard, and Rodney Hudson, the new addition, at center. So the left side of the offensive line was looking really good, but the right side looked like it needed some help. Nevertheless, I knew I wasn't going to come into a perfect team, but that's kind of what we were rocking with. Now, the first preseason game was against the St. Louis Rams, just like in real life. And I think that's pretty badass because you know the St. Louis Rams used to be from LA. So there's some milestones they wanted me to get. One receiving touchdown. They wanted me to get at least 50 yards rushing or receiving. And they wanted to make sure that I just had a good start. So right there, you see that boy Derek Carr, and you see Amari Cooper. So one of the preseason goals that they had for this first drive was that I get one reception. That way I can get some confidence. And right here, right out of the gate, 1st and 10, I get it on the screen play, and that gets me one of the goals. It's very important that whenever you're doing your own career mode, you're doing drive goals, you're doing milestone season goals. And right here on 3rd and inches, we got the toss play for the nice first down. So I picked balanced running back or halfback because the speed halfback was not an available option. Speed is the name of the game this year. And another thing that led me to being a running back was the fact that my scheme this year is based on the Cleveland Browns playbook because they have a hell of a running scheme. So on 2nd and 7, I did another toss play to the other side. As you can see, guys, toss plays this year are very OP. So right now we're actually into the St. Louis Rams territory. And as you can see, I'm getting really good blocking from that left side of the line when I go to my right because of the pulling guards. 2nd and 4, right here with the play action pass, Derek Carr steps back, throws the ball, completes to Amari Cooper. You can see there, he fights in and scores the touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited as you see him getting down right there after that first down because we're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Now, in our division, we have the San Diego Chargers, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, and we have the Denver Broncos. Most of those teams, if not all those teams, have legit defenses. But I feel good about the passing attack. And as you can see, my offensive line, along with my fullback, are going to do everything possible to make sure I have opportunities. Once again, in the next drive, they wanted to make sure that I caught another pass right here on the screen pass. On 2nd and 10, I see an opening. I'm off to the races. Is my speed going to have what it takes? And right there, I outrun the angle and I score the long touchdown right there for my first touchdown of my career, even though it's in the preseason. As I run it back right here, you can see that I get the ball in the screenplay. I get some really good blocks right there from my center as he was pulling. And then you see that I outrun those angles on defense. Even though we're playing against the all-Madden CPU, I feel a monster rookie season coming on. Anyway, that right there ended the first quarter after a Rams drive, and we end up taking the W on the first preseason game, 32-14, as the starters were only in for the first quarter. So that was just a little taste of what this season's gonna look like. Like I said, guys, the Raiders are looking pretty good this season. Right here, as we roll those highlights back, you're going to see the countless amount of big runs that I was pulling off. And the Rams defense isn't a slouch defense. They have really good linebackers. They have a pretty good defensive line, but we're still able to exert our will on them with our great scheme. As you can see, even though Derek Carr had a limited amount of opportunities in that first quarter, he still made the most of them. Derek Carr isn't even an 80 overall quarterback, but as you can see here, he was 4 of 4 for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in just the first quarter. So I think he's in for a monster season as well. I'm going to make sure that we keep a balanced attack. And right here you see my stats. I only had 5 carries, but it was for 33 yards with a 6.6 yards per carry average. So I was making it happen on the ground, but right here as we go to the receiving aspect of it, I was the leading receiver as far as yards were concerned with 67 yards and that touchdown. So that was a great first preseason game for us. Now we did have some weekly goals that were completed, or one I should say, and it was getting that touchdown, which that gave us 50 XP. We also had a milestone goal, which was get our first receiving touchdown. And then finally we complete another milestone goal in getting 50 yards receiving, which of course is great for a running back. Tune in next video when we continue the preseason. I'm going to fit the entire preseason so we can knock that out and show you kind of how we're doing. So if you're liking the career mode, give us a thumbs up to let us know that you do want to see more. If you're new, subscribe. But as I always say, most importantly, take care of yourself, guys. Have a great Friday night. We get some more cards right there. Then we get the Antonio Allen and then TeKRaJ. So the next thing I want to do, guys, for the other videos is go ahead and go into those captains. Danian Tomlinson is one of the best running backs in this game. I recently played with him in Draft Champions, and his speed, his moves, his overall shiftiness is pretty amazing. So he's one of the ones that I want to pull.